something swimming beneath these waters, millions of them, not wild but farmed, silent, swift, and growing every single day. But what really happens behind the scenes of salmon farming? How do these fish go from tiny eggs to the fresh fillets on your plate? The truth isn't as simple as it seems. There's science, strategy, and a race against time. Some call it innovation, others controversy. One thing's for sure, this industry is bigger than you think. Stay with me, because what you're about to see might change the way you look at salmon forever. 1. The birth of a salmon. Life begins in a hatchery. It all starts with something smaller than a marble. Tiny salmon eggs carefully placed in trays filled with fresh, oxygen-rich water. These eggs aren't left to chance. Every single one is monitored, protected, and kept at just the right temperature. Why? Because even the slightest change in conditions can mean life or death. After a few weeks, something incredible happens. The eggs start to shake, crack, and suddenly, out comes a tiny salmon, no bigger than a fingernail. At this stage, they're called 11s, and they're born with their own built-in food supply, a little yolk sac attached to their bellies. They don't need to eat just yet, but they do need the perfect environment to grow stronger. Once their yolk sac is gone, they become fry, and now the real challenge begins. These tiny fish need to eat a lot. Farmers carefully feed them a special diet, making sure they get the right nutrients to grow fast and strong. But survival isn't guaranteed. Weak ones don't make it, and even the smallest mistakes in water quality can wipe out thousands in a single day. For months, these baby salmon are raised in perfectly controlled conditions. No predators, no harsh weather, just clean water, steady temperatures, and careful monitoring. But they won't stay here forever. Soon, they'll be strong enough to leave the safety of the hatchery. 2. Growing up, from freshwater to the ocean. These little swimmers have come a long way from their egg stage. They're no longer tiny, fragile fry. Now they're called par, and they're growing fast. But there's one big problem. They're not ready for the ocean. If they were thrown into salt water now, they wouldn't survive. Their bodies just aren't built for it yet. In the wild, young salmon slowly migrate from rivers to the sea, taking their time to adjust. But in salmon farms, things move faster. Farmers need to carefully prepare them for the transition. This process is called smoltification, a natural but complex change that allows salmon to survive in saltwater. At this stage, they still have bar-like markings on their bodies, perfect camouflage for hiding in rivers. But as they transform into smolts, those markings fade, and their skin turns silvery, helping them blend into the ocean. But looks aren't the only thing that changes. Finally, after months of preparation, the moment arrives. The smolts, now strong and ready, are transported to their new home, the open sea. This is where they'll spend most of their lives, growing into full-size salmon. 3. The ocean farms, massive underwater cities. This isn't a city, but it might as well be. Thousands, sometimes millions of salmon live here, swimming in massive underwater enclosures. Welcome to an ocean farm, where salmon grow from small smolts into full-size fish ready for harvest. But how do farmers keep control over such a vast operation? These floating farms are designed to be as close to nature as possible, but with a few key differences. In the wild, salmon have miles of open ocean to roam. Here, they live in carefully monitored pens where everything, from their diet to water quality, is controlled. Farmers use high-tech monitoring systems to track their fish in real time. Underwater cameras scan for signs of illness, and sensors check oxygen levels and temperature. If something isn't right, farmers need to act fast, because one small issue can spread quickly in such a dense population. Feeding time is a precise science. Salmon need just the right amount of food. Not too much, not too little. Overfeeding can pollute the water, while underfeeding can slow their growth. Modern farms use AI-powered feeding systems that detect when salmon are full, preventing waste and keeping the water clean. But technology isn't the only challenge. These pens are out in the open sea, exposed to storms, strong currents, and even predators. Sharks, seals, and other marine animals sometimes break into the enclosures, leading to massive escapes. To prevent this, farms use reinforced nets, deterrent systems, and even underwater drones to check for weak spots. 4. Feeding the future, What's on a farmed salmon's menu? Salmon might be expert hunters in the wild, but here on a farm, they don't have to chase their food. It comes to them. But what exactly do farmed salmon eat? And where does all that food come from? The answer might surprise you. Unlike wild salmon, which feast on small fish, shrimp, and other ocean creatures, farmed salmon get a carefully designed diet made to maximize their growth. These tiny pellets are packed with proteins, fats, and essential nutrients. But here's the catch. Traditionally, a lot of this food comes from the ocean itself. For years, salmon farms relied on fish meal and fish oil made from wild-caught fish like anchovies and sardines. But this created a big problem. Feeding salmon was actually taking food away from other marine life. In fact, it used to take several kilograms of wild fish to grow just 1 kilogram of farmed salmon. Clearly, something had to change. That's why today's salmon farms are shifting towards sustainable feeding solutions. More and more, fish meal is being replaced with plant-based proteins, algae, and even insects. Yes, you heard that right, insects. Black soldier fly larvae are packed with protein and require far fewer resources to produce. Some farms are even using algae-based omega-3 oils instead of traditional fish oil. The harvest, from ocean to market in hours after, up to 2 years in the ocean, the salmon have reached their perfect size. But now comes the most critical step, the harvest. Every second matters because the clock starts ticking the moment the fish leave the water. If done right, the salmon will reach markets fresh, firm, and ready to eat. If done wrong, the quality drops and so does the price. Before the harvest begins, farmers inspect the salmon to make sure they're healthy and stress-free. A stressed fish releases lactic acid, which affects texture and taste. That's why everything, from how they're handled to how fast they're processed, is designed to keep stress levels low. The first step? Pumping the fish from the pens into the harvest boat. But this isn't just any pump. It's designed to move salmon gently and quickly while keeping them calm. Some farms even use a natural anesthetic to relax the fish, ensuring a more humane process. Once on board or at a nearby processing plant, the salmon are stunned and bled immediately. Why? Because the faster this happens, the better the quality. A quick, precise process keeps the meat firm, fresh, and free from blood spots. 6. The controversy, the future of salmon farming. Is salmon farming the future of seafood, or is it harming our oceans? Some call it a sustainable solution to overfishing, while others warn of serious environmental risks. The truth? It's not so simple. The problem, pollution and disease. One of the biggest concerns? Waste buildup. Thousands of salmon living in a single pen produce tons of uneaten food and fish waste, which can pollute surrounding waters and damage marine ecosystems. Then there's disease. Keeping so many fish in one place makes it easy for illnesses and parasites like sea lice to spread. In some cases, these outbreaks have even affected wild salmon populations. The controversy, escaped salmon. Sometimes salmon escape from farms, thousands at a time. Once free, they compete with wild salmon for food and can even breed with them, weakening natural populations. This is why some environmental groups oppose ocean-based farms altogether. The solution, new technology and land-based farms. But the industry isn't standing still. Some companies are moving farms inland, raising salmon in giant, self-contained tanks where there's zero risk of escape, no sea lice, and waste can be recycled. Others are using AI and underwater robots to monitor fish health. Salmon farming is changing fast, but what do you think? Is it the future of seafood or a risk to the ocean? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of food and farming. Thanks for watching.